Good morning, everybody. This is Quant from Features Analytica, bringing you guys another live features trading session with the Polarity automated trading interface. We're going to be arming it in both directions today to start out the day here. We're going to be doing so today in trend mode only. We're not going to be switching modes. We're going to be in trend mode only the whole day, pretty much, just to continue what we've been doing over the past few days. You can see the market is not necessarily very fast right now, though. Hey, Earl, to answer your question, this is on the new VPS. This is the same hardware I've been using, same setup I've been using for quite some time. I just decided to buy a bunch of those instances, actually buy the hardware, install them in the same data center, and use that. So that's exactly what you guys are getting. I am using the same specs as the Sierra plan. I'm running a Sierra instance with 32 gigabytes of RAM and the 8 cores and whatnot that are on the SierraLink website. You can see there we actually got into a trade there. I believe it was a short fill, and we hit that fill almost instantly, right off the bat. We have about 10 slots left on that Sierra plan. We will be expanding eventually. We'll use the capital that we're taking in on those 3-month plans that people are buying to purchase more hardware. So, but if you want your June 1st launch date for the Sierra plan, there's only 10 slots left. So just want to let you guys know about that. Hey Shankman, your question was, can I use the VPS with Starlink? Would I be limited to my speed because of my hardware or satellite issues? So Shankman, thank you for the question. This is somewhat of a complicated issue here, but if you're using Polarity on Starlink with the VPS, you will have no issues. You'll have the same latency that I do because Polarity is hosted on the VPS, and it would communicate with the CME through that. Your internet speed would not dictate the execution speed, but the only thing you'd have to worry about is the latency from sending ARM commands and mode switch commands. So if your latency to the VPS is, let's say, 300 milliseconds on Starlink, it will take 300 milliseconds for you to send commands such as arming or disarming the strategy or switching from trend to regression. Now, I don't think this is really an issue. I've never seen there be a 300 millisecond trading decision with mode switching. That's not really a speed-based endeavor, so I don't think you'll have any issues there. If you could give me more information about your bandwidth, because it is sending a feed to your computer so you can control the VPS manually. We have bandwidth optimization. You can turn down the resolution of what's sent to you to increase the amount of, or to work on lower bandwidth connections. But really what you're worried about is bandwidth. But yeah. Let me pull up the exact command to get you guys to be able to test bandwidth. I'll just put it in the chat. You'll want to open up a command prompt window though. So get ready to do that if you are interested in doing that. Sorry, guys. There you go. I just sent that in the chat. Just to open a command prompt window and type ping 34.120.3.201. Just got filled into a short trade here. End up getting up to $816.48. Hey there, David. I see you said you requested last night to reserve a spot on the VPS. I see there is someone named David who did reserve a spot last night at about 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you can tell me your last name, I'll be able to answer that for you. Hey, David, to answer your question, yes, you do have that. Oh, sorry. Different David. Let me see. Bartel. Yes, David Bartel, I do see that. Shankman, what you said was that ping results are minimum 21 milliseconds, maximum 37 milliseconds, with an average of 28 milliseconds. So what SierraLink gives you is 1.7, as the 1.76 is the high, meaning that's the highest ping that we've measured on that. It gets all the way down to 1.4 milliseconds, though, in our testing. 50th percentile is 1.6. Um, But essentially, every 10 to 15 milliseconds, you're going to be getting about a quarter of a tick against you on NQ. So on average, so over 100 trades, that's the average amount of ticks you're losing per 10 to 15 milliseconds. So keep that in mind with that 27 to 37 millisecond latency. Um, we have a pretty solid graphic on the SierraLink website that shows exactly how many orders are coming in every single millisecond. Yeah, guys, if you purchase the software, you will receive an email once we get more set up and ready for when this comes out. You don't have to take any action until the VPS comes out. It'll be a very smooth process. If your polarity is filtering out imbalances the zero, you can just completely disable adversary detection, and that will no longer filter out imbalances the zero. Hey, Shankman, your first question was, can I cancel anytime? And will I need specific hardware? Yes, you can absolutely cancel anytime. For pre-orders, you can cancel at any time and get a full refund. But once you've actually started using the VPS, you will need to complete your month. Or if you subscribe to the 3-month plan, you'll need to complete your 3 months. It's because we sign contracts with our providers who are giving us a, let's say, discounted rate if we do it for 3 months in terms of both internet and power. But you have no commitment, meaning that if you get the 1-month plan, you can just cancel and you will not be renewed. Hey, Matthias, the 0.002 millisecond server is not included in that, and that's a 0.002 second, I believe. It's a 2 microsecond server, but that is a separate plan. we'll be doing a very, very limited release of that, and the 24 slots that we have available currently for the Sierra plan are going to be the only people who are going to be eligible for that. We're almost capped out on that, so and that will also, of course, the prerequisite will be that you are still subscribed by that time. Hopefully we can start some action in the markets here. You can see there's really not that much movement, and we only have 2 trades today. Hey, S.A. Patel, thank you for the question. I just sent you an email giving you that upgrade opportunity. Hey, Matthias. If your question was if the 0.002 millisecond server was closed off already, um, it is not. We still have slots open for the Sierra plan, but I'm not sure if you said you purchased last night, if you bought the Sierra plan. If you'd like to upgrade, just shoot me an email and I'll refund whatever one you didn't actually buy. Actually, now looking at our orders, you did get the Sierra plans. You do qualify for that. Hey, Moon Guy. Your question was, can I start with the plain Alto version? And is 2.7 milliseconds good enough for your Polarity program? Thanks. Yes, absolutely. Alto is perfectly fine for this, and 2.7 milliseconds is good enough. And I'd actually recommend that to most people, unless you have a specific reason of why you need more cores, RAM, or whatnot. So yeah, Alto is a great plan, and that's actually where most of the slots are because I was pretty much assuming that most people were going to buy it because it's a satisfactory plan. But it seems that most people are trying to get into both the Sierra plan and the Strata plan. Market is super slow today, guys. Hey, Vicus, your question was about the Sierra monthly billing plan. Is that if full support for installation, proper setup, and NinjaTrader was included? To answer everyone's question about that, everything is going to be pre-set up when you get it. You won't actually have to do any installation. Now, the only thing we need from you is just to send us your machine ID when you get on, but you already have access because there's a temporary access period included. So as long as you send us that within 7 days, it's completely fine. You won't have to do anything. My ping from SoCal before moving to the Chicago VPS was about 50 to 70 milliseconds. But yeah. And to answer your second portion of your question, which is after the change to a VS, how has that noticeably affected your trading results? So I was profitable before switching to the VPS, of course, but I was noticing some inconsistency during higher volatility time periods, and I was confused why, and a lot of that was coming from slippage. So when I switched to the VPS, that was essentially completely eliminated. Now, of course, during high volatility periods, the spread's going to increase, but your slippage won't from price increases during the time it takes for you to send the order. So that was completely eliminated. I used to get a edge case sometimes where I'd get filled into an order based off of information that happened before price movement, and sometimes that price movement would be quite large, and I'd miss out on that opportunity, and I end up losing the trade. So a lot of the things that a VPS is going to eliminate is those edge cases rather than a extremely consistent gain. So like currently right now the market, look at how little it's moving. One tick spread, it's staying at the same price. Can see that the VPS is not going to be really helping much in this situation where there's no movement, but it is going to be helping a lot in high volatility upticks or in bursts of volatility. Yeah, Mark, I'm not sure if the chat is still there if you joined late, but check the YouTube chat for the ping to test. I will send it once again, just so if anyone joined late, they can see it. Hey, Trader Miles, your question was, what trading programs are you involved with and how to get access? Did you do a webinar recently and can I know the link? So I've not done a webinar recently, but the trading program I'm involved with is my own. It's called the Polarity Automated Trading Interface and the Analytica Chart 4 Plus. So the Polarity Automated Trading Interface Stage 3 comes with everything that we have, and that's how you get access to that. It's on our website, which is Features Analytica. It's going to be in the description of the stream. Hey, UCIA owner. The question was, I have 3 licenses and would like to know if the one Sierra server covers the 3 license and will I be able to access my 3 machines at the same time? So with 3, that does become iffy. So what we're doing is that when you buy a VPS, you are getting 1 free access point additional to your license, but 3 is the maximum additional licenses that we have. So I will email you after the stream and we can figure something out. If you get the 3 months, that will include a full license, by the way, though. So 1 month, there could be some abuse there, but I won't say anything. And Matthias, I did check your order, and yes, you are eligible for that 0.002 MS machine. Again, guys, I am gonna say that machine that comes later is going to be very expensive in terms of monthly access, just because it costs me a lot of money. The CME charges $10,000 a month just for the data or just for the connection. That's not even including the leased space. And then I'd be amortizing that by sharing it with you guys, but it would still be quite expensive. Hi, Michael. To answer your question about the server pricing and if you want to get locked in, check out our website at SierraLink.org. It's also in the description of this live stream. And the fastest server currently is 1.7 milliseconds is our edge case highest ping, but there is a limited number of slots at the fastest server. We actually only have 6 slots left on Sierra. We will be increasing the slots eventually, but that will come with a later start date of June 15th. Hey D Smith, thank you for the interest in our software. If you'd like to know where to start, check out the video I just posted in the chat. I think it's a really good introduction on knowing exactly what you'd be getting into and if it's right for you. The strategy is not right for a majority of people, and you have to make sure you know what you're getting into. And I'd say watching that video is a good way to look into that. I'm also going to shoot you an email after this stream, and we can talk about it, and I'll answer any of your questions. Geez, guys, here we're really not getting into any trades. The market is just very, very sluggish today. I guess ES is starting to slow down a little bit. Michael, my S/R line settings are 3 and 3. Both of the settings for SR lines are 3. And Mark, Rhythmic is just fine. I'm assuming you're using a prop firm, so that's actually not going to be an issue at all. But on live trading, I probably wouldn't use Rhythmic if I'm actually trading a brokerage account rather than a prop firm account. But that's just me. I like NinjaTrader Continuum because it's not only cheap, but it's very, very reliable and fast. But Kinetic is also another great option. Geez, guys, I mean, today has been so slow. I feel like I'm boring you guys. I'm sorry about that. And of course, it is a bummer that things are pretty slow for me too, just because It's always nice to have a solid trading day, right? But hey, UCI owner, yes, that can be considered a another machine ID. Hey, Vicus, if you just enrolled for Sierra, yes, you are eligible for that. And hey, Mark, your question was, I get 32 milliseconds. Is that workable? Yeah, absolutely. You don't need a VPS. You don't need 1 millisecond, but this is for people who are really trying to get every edge they can. 32 is perfectly fine. I traded on something higher than 32 for years, and it was fine. It's just that those edge cases I was talking about do exist, and they can impact you somewhat significantly. But overall, consistently, if you are a consistent trader, I don't think that 32 milliseconds is an issue at all. Hey, RM Trader FX, your question was, does the VPS come with an extra machine license? And yes, it does, as long as you have less than 3 active on your account. Um, but it does come with that extra machine ID if you get that. But if you cancel, of course, that extra machine ID would no longer be active. It's just part of the Sierra plan or the Alto or Strata. Hey, Neil Cubison, I'm not sure if you're watching this, but I saw you had a duplicate order. I canceled one of them, and I canceled the description on the first one. But just wanted to let you know about that. Hey, Mark, AutoArm only trades outside of the red and green lines. Oh, there we go. Finally just got filled into a second trade there. It's a short one, or a third trade, sorry. And there we go. We ended up winning that one pretty consistently. So we're up to $1,200 on the day now. And that's a nice number to look at. I never like to finish below 1,000. 1,200 is a pretty solid day for me. Hey Horton, your question was, does this program also trade the NQ futures? Yes, it does. I've been trading the NQ futures mostly for almost all of last year and half of this year. NQ is very consistent. It's just that a lot of people wanted to see some ES content, and I wanted to try out ES, and it's been doing pretty well. So, yeah, NQ is great. We have lots of content on it. So, yeah. Guys, I think we're probably going to call it that, or call it at this point. We're only up to 1,200 on the day. But we're just not getting filled at any trades here, and I'm not sure why. I think maybe our machine learning model isn't perfect right now. But we've been kept out of trades for a pretty good amount of movement here, so I think we're gonna call it for today. We're up to 1,200, but yeah, I'm satisfied with it. We'll be streaming more later this week, and you'll get some more information on what's to come. But guys, I really do appreciate you tuning in today, and I hope you all have a wonderful